Good morning and welcome back to A Life Worth Living. I'm Frederick Groth, and I believe that God has a plan and purpose for everyone. I have a message of hope and truth to show you a life worth living. This morning we are in a new book. We're starting in a new chapter, a new book called Deuteronomy. And this book is known as the Second Law. And this is where Moses preached and taught the law of God to Israel just prior to God taking him home, if you will. And a couple lessons in this first chapter. There's many lessons, but we don't have time to cover everything. First of all, review the past so you can ensure your future. That is the whole point of Deuteronomy, to ensure that the children of Israel remember what they went through, remember where God brought them from, remember the journey, remember why the journey happened. See, they made a mistake. They rebelled against God in entering the promised land the first time. So they had to endure the consequences so they could try to get God back into their lives. And 40 years later, they're back at the promised land, and Moses is reminding them, do not forget what you've been through. Do not forget why you're here. Do not forget the Mount of God and Him talking to you. Do not forget the process to get to the promise. Do not forget. Do not forget your process to get to your success. Don't forget what you've been through. Don't forget the journey. It's important. It's very important. When we forget, we lose touch with reality, and we will lose our success. It will fall out from under our feet as sure as water falls through a sieve. Secondly, this morning, they are in the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, the king of Bashan. And they're enjoying this land. It's a good land. They've conquered these kingdoms. And God is saying, you've been here long enough. It's time to move on. It's time to enter the promise. It's time to become what I have called you to become. Sometimes we sit on the edge of our success for so long, we become chronic success seekers. God is saying, why are you still here? Just go over the fence already. Stop standing on the fence. Go over the fence. Dive in. Take the plunge. Take the risk. And I will be with you. Sometimes it is just that initial risk that causes us a little bit of hesitation. We need to just go and do it. You will never know if you'll succeed or not unless you do it. And as the old saying goes, if at first you don't succeed, try again. It's always too soon to stop trying. It's always too soon to stop trying. So this morning, my encouragement, my challenge to you is, number one, remember your past. Remember where you came from. Remember why you're here today. And number two, you know what? You've probably been sitting on the fence too long. Either get off the fence or go over the fence. You've got to either find a different success to go after, or you need to just jump in. Waiting too long will also drain you of the success that you've dreamed of. And eventually you'll go to your grave regretting that you didn't do what you said you were going to do. Get up and go and live a life worth living. You must do this. Because if all you ever do is watch what I say or what other people say, you'll never have a life worth living. You have to do it. So go right now and do it.